Alabama football has been good for a very long time, but not before that. In 1997, they finished 75th in the final poll. In the following year, 1998, they finished 40th, then 10th, then 83rd in 2000, then 40th, then 15th, then 93, then 55th in 2004. After a strong finish in 2005, finishing 8th in the final poll, they came back in 2006 and 2007 with finishes of 70th and 55th in the final AP polls. Then, in 2008, they got a recruit by the name of Julio Jones, which was the best player in the nation by 24/7 Sports and the 27th best recruit ever. He goes to Bama in 2008. And after that, well, the rest is history, as they say. In 2008, they lost to Utah in the Sugar Bowl by a Matt Asiata-led team. So good for him. But the following year, they win the national championship game. Tim Tebow cried, Cam lied, LSU tried. One of the greatest slogans of all time. They beat everybody. They were national champions. So that was kind of the start of this dynasty. I mean, Julio kind of started it, but this was their first title, and they're going to win many more. In 2010, they finished 10th, and they beat MSU 49-7 in the Capital One Bowl. In 2012, they had a crazy team with Amari Cooper, AJ McCarron, Eddie Lacy, TJ Yeldon, Kenyon Drake. This team is just elite. And as is the 2011 team, this is one of the most dominant two-year stretches in college football history. So overall, this team has AJ McCarron, Trent Richardson, Eddie Lacy, Courtney Upshaw, second-round pick, Dante Hightower, first-round pick, C.J. Mosley, first-round pick, Mark Barron, seventh overall, Drake Kirkpatrick, first-round pick, Dee Milner, ninth overall pick, HaHa Clinton-Dix, first-rounder. I mean, this team is just loaded with NFL talent, and they go back-to-back, winning two, not one, but two championships back-to-back. They shut out number one LSU in 2011 in the national title game, and in 2012, something that I have very good memory of, and I hold near and dear to heart because in Indiana, people are still mad about this. Nobody from Notre Dame likes Bama because of this. They beat the shit out of Notre Dame in the title game in 2012. I mean, this was just a proper can of whoop ass being opened up on ND here. My grandpa had like Duck Dynasty memes on his fridge saying like talking shit about Bama. My grandma to this day does not like Bama at all. I mean, just because of this. I mean, grandma just could not keep Bama's name out her mouth. It's a sight. But I say all this to say that this was a very impressive loss because we still talk about it in Indiana. And the following year, I mean, Bama has a down year relative to their success, finishing number 7, losing to an Oklahoma team in the Sugar Bowl led by Sterling Shepard and Damian Williams. In 2014, they were number 4 in the country and lost to OSU in the college football semifinals, the eventual champion. That team with Zeke, pretty insane, right? But then they come back the next year to 2015, won the championship. 2016, they lose to the Clemson team that was just crazy in the college football final. And then 2017, they won once again. 2018, they lose to Clemson once again with an even more insane team. I mean, one of the best teams ever. So back-to-back years. Back-to-back. So 4 years straight, they are in the national championship game, winning 2 of them. And then they're off 1 year, obviously. I mean, you can't win them all. But in 2019, they were number 8 in the final AP poll, beating Michigan in the Citrus Bowl. And, of course, they come back the next year, 2020, winning the college football playoff. This year, they lost to Georgia, but, I mean, that's still a great finish to a season where they ended up the second-best team in the entire country. So, I say all this to say because this year they made the college football playoff. They played Cincinnati and Georgia. Cincinnati was perhaps the hardest cheering team, the team that cried wolf the hardest out of anybody, saying, "We want Bama." We'd heard it lots of times before, but nobody said it as loud as Cincy did. over and over and over. And as it turns out, you don't want Bama. Nobody ever wants Bama. This is the greatest dynasty in college football history. Playing elite team after elite team consistently. Everybody wants Bama, but nobody beats Bama. And I just think it was pretty poetic that Cincinnati got spanked after all those years. It would have been more poetic if Bama won the title, but I mean, you can't win them all unless you're Bama sometimes. So I just wanted to give you a little history of Bama. And I have some notes from this a specific part of this dynasty, 2011 to 2012. This is a particularly stacked time in the SEC. I mean, this team beat Tim Tebow. It beat Cam Newton. Oh no, wait, this is a different note. But I'm gonna keep going anyways. I mean, this team is incredible. In this stretch right here, in this stretch from 2008 to 2021, they never finished below the top 10 in the final AP poll. They won 6 titles, and they almost won a 7th. This just this past season, they beat some all-time great teams: the Tebow Gators, the Cam Newton Auburn Tigers, and the Trevor Lawrence Clemson Tigers. That's kind of crazy. There's a couple of Tigers there. They have lost 13 games since 2011, including this year, including bowls and playing in the toughest division in college football, and 5 of those losses have been to Auburn. Fun fact on Auburn, they went 6-4 in the Iron Bowl in the 2010s, which is just a truly impressive stat. So, I mean, there's that. You don't want to play Bama. Nobody does. And when you do, you get spanked like Cincy. Hope it was informative. Hope you got a nice rundown of the history of Bama and appreciate just how great these teams have been. Have a great night.